We are going to analyze this polynomial function by going through this checklist on the right-hand side, and then eventually, which is going to lead to sketching a graph. We're going to start with the end behavior. The degree of this polynomial function is 4, and it has a leading coefficient, in this case a 1, that is positive. So we can interpret that as 2 up. In other words, f of x is going to approach infinity as x approaches negative infinity, and f of x approaches infinity as x approaches positive infinity. The next step, according to our checklist, is to check for the x and y intercepts. So to find the x-intercepts, I'm going to figure out all the places where the output f of x is equal to 0. I see that this is going to happen at x equals 0, at x equals 4, and at x equals negative 1. I see that at the 0, 0, we have a multiplicity of 2. At the 0 of 4, we have a multiplicity of 1. And at the 0 of negative 1, we also have a multiplicity of 1. Now, to find the y-intercept, I'm going to go ahead and evaluate f of 0. And so that gives me 0 squared times 0 minus 4 times 0 plus 1, which is just equal to 0. So I have a y-intercept at 0, 0. According to our checklist, we're going to go ahead and sketch a graph. So the first thing I'm going to put on the graph are the zeros, which is happening at negative 1, 0, and positive 4. I know the graph has an end behavior that looks something like this. So as this graph approaches negative 1, it's going to go ahead and cross through negative 1. It's going to hit 0, bounce off of 0, come back up to negative 4, and it's going to cross through positive 4. It's going to cross through positive 4. And that is the function.